Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Vandalia By the Way. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we're going to give you the latest on economic development news happening in Vandalia and hopefully try to put a bow on the 2014 year in economic development. We're also going to check in with the Vandalia Parks and Recreation Department, let you know why many retirees are finding it a great place to work out and work. But our first stop today is here at the Public Works Garage, where, as you can see behind me, we're already starting to eat into some vital salt supplies. As we said last month, the salt behind me may be all we get all year long. A November snowstorm gave city crews their first opportunity to implement a salt preservation policy aimed at stretching Vandalia's meager supply.
So far, we've just had one snow event and we had an ice this past weekend. You can see back there where we've used a little bit of our salt, but we're still trying to conserve as much as we can to get through this winter.
To make it through, Cron says his crew is using a range of techniques, all designed to use as little salt as possible.
One thing we're doing this year is we're cutting back the amount of salt we use. We're going to use some chemicals on our salt that we can use less salt that way, and it will still be just as effective. Another thing is we're not going to use salt on our residential streets as we have in the past. We've got to keep our main routes open, so that's where we're going to concentrate.
Cron says the first snow of the season gave public works crews and Vandalia drivers a chance to see the plan in action. He says for the most part, people adjusted to the changes.
So far, most people have been patient with us. We've tried to get the word out. We've put it in the paper. We've put it on our website that we're going to be conserving and it's not going to be treated as normal. So far, it's gone all right.
With 4 months of winter to go, Cron is asking drivers to take a patient approach to life behind the wheel.
Once again, just be patient with us. We're going to do the best we can with the materials we have. We ask people that drive slow, take caution, and we'll get there as soon as we can to get the streets cleared.
From safety on the roads to safety at the house, Vandalia's fire chief is asking for your help. Chief Alex says this is the time of the year when it gets dark much earlier in the day, making it harder for his crews to find your home in an emergency. One of the most common issues he deals with, homes with hidden or obscured addresses.
Our viewpoint's been that if people call and ask, we tell them to place the numbers at the front of the house, near the porch light, near the front door, near the mailbox, someplace that's lit at night where we can see the numbers. We have several neighborhoods where the old time kind of script lettering still exists above the garage or above the two-car garage, and that's very difficult to see at night, very difficult to put the numbers together. The guys are usually referencing either the computer and or a map book if they're using the paper map book. So it's a lot easier to see a 4 or 6 inch number right underneath the porch light that says 901 or 902 or whatever.
Folix says in an emergency, every second counts, and every second spent searching a structure for its posted address is time spent away from the emergency.
The goal of response time is to get you the fastest, most appropriate care. Everything we've done is trying to get that. As soon as you hang the phone up, we want that truck rolling up in front of your house. So, if it takes us an additional minute, 30 seconds, 60 seconds to locate 3 address labels that it maybe costs you $3 at Ace Hardware or Lowe's or Menards or someplace like that, that $3 is probably worth that 60 seconds that it may take us to find you, to locate them. Again, if it's a concern that you have that you're not able to put them up there, give us a call. Guys will be more than happy to come out and help you out.
Many residents have their street address painted with reflective materials on their front curb, which is okay in some situations, but Folix says that can lead to problems.
Yeah, it's a foolproof guarantee plan until the time when the car's parked in front of it. Leaves are parked in front of it during this time of year when you've piled your leaves in front of them, waiting for the street guys to come along and pick them up. Snow's piled in front of it, or it's worn off. And then the other thing is you have to understand that the medic unit, engine company, ladder crew responding to the fire, responding to a medic call, sit up much higher. They're more inclined to turn and look. They're using the lights from the vehicle to shine up. Lights from the vehicle are not pointed down, they're pointed directly at the front of the residence to light the front of the house up. So when they're shining the light on the front of the house, that's where they're looking. They're not looking down at the curb. To get out to actually look at the curb, they have to shine a flashlight or shine a light down and look down. and it's a much more difficult scenario. And they'd actually have to either lean out of the vehicle or make an attempt to lean out of the vehicle to look for the address on the curb.
Finally, Follick says there's something you can do while waiting to make sure crews find your home as quickly as possible.
If you are calling 911 for the purpose of a medical or fire emergency, always have or try to have someone either meet us at the front door, out in the front yard. We've had people that would flash their porch light at us to locate it. Sometimes in the neighborhoods that are fairly dark at night, there's not real good street lighting, or maybe in the kind of the corner of the neighborhood, it's very difficult to see the front of the house, and sometimes it's just difficult to find the location. So it helps us out, quickly find that residence, and makes the response time a little quicker.
Vandalia city leaders are waiting on a different kind of response from some businesses that are considering a move to the city. Assistant City Manager Greg Shackelford says one potential prospect, he's calling it Project Lakota, could mean more than 100 new jobs coming to Stone Quarry Crossings.
I have some correspondence from on the Lakota project, just trying to figure out dates as far as the Planning Commission and when to advertise and those sort of things, which all sound favorable. If we needed to, we could consider discussing with council potentially extending the due diligence period again, which that may be something we have to look at.
Another potential deal in the due diligence phase is being codenamed Project Horse.
It's a great project in that it would help keep 80 plus jobs in the region that are currently in another jurisdiction right now that could potentially go away to another state. In the state of Wisconsin is where they have an existing division right now. That's our primary competition for this, from what I understand. There would be another 25 or so jobs in the next 3 years that they would bring, and then potentially down the road, the division that's in Wisconsin now could relocate to Vandalia, which would be on top of the 110 or so jobs, would be another 100 jobs.
Also looking at a move to Stone Quarry Crossings is a local company looking to consolidate operations and expand. That project's code name is Watt.
Project Watt is an existing Vandalia business that is looking to expand. They have a little bit different opportunity where there is a division that is currently in another state that they're considering bringing to Vandalia. We're up against a site in Greenfield, Indiana, I believe it is, and the operational efficiencies of bringing it to Vandalia would certainly make sense. It's very capital intensive compared to what they currently do at the existing facility. It would be more plastic injection molding, working with the automotive industry. So there's pretty significant costs just to the rigging involved in relocating the existing equipment from the other state.
In another area of town, we're starting to see some interest in the former site of Morton Middle School.
We do have pretty serious interest right now from one potential buyer. We've had some conversations concerning the property and the site. It's going to be a little bit more challenging for us in this case because we don't have any business there at this point. So whatever goes in new, we'll have to talk about infrastructure, utilities, what other potential development could occur there, because I would think that any buyer would be interested in knowing what the potential future plans are for the site as well.
Shackelford says 2014 was a very good year for economic development, and 2015 is already looking good as well.
We're starting to see some of these projects get completed and actually get to the finish line where the employees are starting to come in. So there should be a gradual increase in our income tax revenue as we move forward over the next 3 to 5 years especially.
While we're talking about jobs, we should mention a trend that's taking place in Vandalia's Parks and Recreation Department these days. Retirees who are using part-time jobs to supplement their income and stay active. Pat Kingery retired as an operating room nurse and now works at the Recreation Center.
Hi, my name is Pat, and I've been here at the Rec Center since we opened. It's been 14 years. Been working at the front desk. Love it.
Kingery says her job at the front desk gives her an opportunity to help people.
I like working with people, being around people, helping people to be happy about what they're doing. Sometimes when they first come to the desk, they don't have a smile on their face, and I just try to cheer them up and say how much better you're going to feel when you leave here.
Ron Nickel is another retiree who found his second career with Parks and Recreation.
My name is Ron Nickel. I'm a fitness attendant at the Vandalia Parks and Recreation. I've been here 6 years.
For Nickel, a job with the Parks and Recreation Department offers one important quality that his first career did not: flexibility.
I like the flexible hours. I enjoy the people that come into the rec center, and you have all kinds and all different shapes and sizes and ages, and I think that's what makes it enjoyable.
Nickel says he's been welcomed as someone who contributes to the atmosphere at the rec center.
Just pretty much they want you to be yourself. They don't ask you to be anything that you're not, and they just want you to be respectful to everybody that comes in.
Of course, there are opportunities outside of the recreation center for part-time work.
I'm Gordy Jackson. This is my first year with the Parks and Recreation Department. I work for the most part on the park side, either helping get soccer fields, baseball diamonds and things like that ready for the kids. Some days I'd be mowing, doing landscaping, whatever really needed to be done at any of the parks facilities.
Jackson says he appreciates the chance to spend time outside.
I've always enjoyed working outdoors. This is also, I recently retired, and it's really nice to be out and be active, and getting to see the kids' reaction when they get to come to a first-class facility that you've helped make really nice for them is very rewarding.
Jackson is part of a crew responsible for maintaining a number of city parks and city facilities.
And I've learned a lot with that crew. Some of them really enjoy landscaping and have taught me a lot on that end. And then the other guys that take care of the sports facilities have really taught me a lot about the preparation of these facilities.
Jackson says it's been very easy for him to integrate his new job into his retirement plans.
We have a lot of flexibility in our hours, and that's one of the great things. One of the things I did want is some freedom of time. I'm an avid golfer, and I like to go take off and play golf every now and then. And working with Parks and Rec, you give them a little bit of notice, and it's fine. You can adjust your hours accordingly.
If you'd like more information on working for the Vandalia Department of Parks and Recreation, call Jeff Kreil, 415-2339. You can also check it out online at vandaliaohio.org. Speaking of the Department of Parks and Recreation, this is one of the busier times of the year there, as staff are putting the finishing touches on new programming as well as some familiar favorites. A very popular summertime sport is baseball. And believe it or not, now is the time to talk about getting your kids signed up.
It is almost winter, and we're talking baseball, softball registration. Make sure you mark your calendars. December 29th, we'll start the registration for youth baseball, softball. We have programs for ages 3 to 18, boys, girls. We've got an instructional program for the 3 and 4-year-olds that meets in the month of May. That's really cool. And then we've got all kinds of leagues for the rest of the kids. We've got a great park out here. Lots of opportunity, have a good time.
Alicia McCracken says baseball is a great summertime activity and saving money is a great activity all year long.
They're watching the kids, hearing them holler and clap and having a good old time under the lights in the middle of the summer is super fun. And so get in here before February 16th and you'll get the early bird registration special, and that's $10 off.
Another very popular program offered at the Rec Center is the Learn to Swim programs. Aquatic Supervisor Steve Trick says now is the time to think about swim lessons.
The next session of lessons comes up in January. So registration for those lessons starts December 29th at 7 a.m. And you can do that online or in the rec center here in person. We will be offering lessons from the mom and tot or parent-child type classes. We have adult classes, we have preschool, and then we'll have the level 1 through level 6.
Trick says the lessons are broken into levels, with each new level introducing new skills to build upon what's already been learned.
And they'll progress from water adaptation to floating and gliding and to actually doing the strokes. And it'll keep going through different levels that way, and the strokes will get a little bit harder. The length of the swimming skills will be harder, that kind of thing. So it just progresses and makes it a little challenge the participant a little bit more.
And while swimming lessons have been ongoing for many years, Recreation Supervisor Sarah Levy's unveiling a relatively new idea this winter. It's yoga by candlelight.
It'll be a classroom dark with only candlelight to be the light in the classroom. Very calm, peaceful, relaxing, perfect before the stress of the holidays begins.
Levy says the class will be held on Thursday, December the 18th from 7 to 8:30 in the evening. She says it's a class that works well for beginners all the way up to experts.
She gives great modifications, so it's a yoga class for all levels. You don't have to be a yoga expert, or you can just be a beginner. Anyone can come to it. It's your workout, and you can take from it what you want. It'll be relaxing and peaceful, and it's a wonderful class for everybody before Christmas comes.
And on the issue of Christmas, there's been a change in the hours of operation at the Rec Center for Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve now, our hours have changed. It originally was from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is now 7 a.m. to noon. So the Christmas Eve, Wednesday, December 24th, we are now only open 7 a.m. to 12. And I will have classes provided on Christmas Eve that morning. So stay tuned for those. They will be coming. I'm trying to plan out the classes right now. So there will be a variety. So if you want to take a class on Christmas Eve, we will have those offered in the morning.
And while we're talking about Christmas and gift giving, one final note to pass along. This Christmas, you can give the gift of fitness and do your pocketbook a favor at the same time.
We have a sweet sale with our gift certificates going on now through January 11th, where for every $25 you purchase, you're going to get $5 free. This is a great idea for gifts for friends, family. If you want to purchase your membership by using the gift certificates, it's going to give you a savings of the $5 for every 25. You can purchase them in any increment, and they make like pay for the Paperboy neighborhood kids. You can buy them as small as $5 and $10. And you can also reload the gift certificate card, and they're perfect for swim lessons, programs, athletics, any service that you want to participate with the Vandalia Recreation Center. They're also valid for Castle Hills pool memberships. Doesn't seem like the time of the year we'd be mentioning that, but buy them ahead of time. Use them this summer. You'll have savings on your Castle Hills pool membership at that time.
Buying gift certificates is easy.
You can come into the center and visit our front desk. They have the cards available for immediate sale, or you can also phone in with a credit card. Getting the card, we can give you the gift certificate number, and then you could pick it up at a later time if it's not convenient to come in at a certain time. But the center is open until 10 in the evening, Monday through Friday. And then also on the weekends, Saturday we're open until 7, and then Sunday until 6. And we can sell them at any point in time you stop in and in any increment.
Now, if you're looking to purchase gift certificates, if you're interested in any of the programs you heard about today, your best stop should be our website, vandaliaohio.org. Well, this is the last episode of Vandalia By the Way for 2014. We want to thank you for being a loyal viewer, and from all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's going to do it for this edition of Vandalia By the Way. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.